So welcome to this video. Right now I just got done filming with Bird. Bird's my brother again. You may have seen him a little bit in this course. And we're just taking you behind the scenes because what we did is we just filmed a YouTube episode for our YouTube show called Red Cape Sports. Now, this is a sports show where we specifically talk about sports cards. So we go over different sports cards. What did you talk about?
So I basically talked about some of the sports cards that I picked up over the last 6 to 8 months. And yeah, just basically the top 10 cards that I purchased for under $100.
Cool. So as Bird knows, we like to have fun. We like to keep this entertaining. And basically what we're going to do now is film the intro for that episode. So we'll run a little clip as to what the episode was like.
Before I jump into this episode, as usual, I kindly want to remind you all that if you do like this episode, to please smash that like button. It really does help us with YouTube's algorithm.
And then what we're going to do now is just discuss, and I'm going to help Bird produce a cool intro, the slow-mo B-roll, and the light effect that I want to show you. So not only can you have the subjects move, but if they're standing still, you can move the light around and get some pretty cool effects. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's start off with the first shot. That's gonna be the establishing shot. So I'm gonna show Bird what I see, and he's given me the freedom to do that, which helps out a lot. So Bird, what we're gonna do is, there's a light inside. So what you're gonna do is open up the box, and because of our show, everything's quite expressive. You're gonna react very big to it.
Okay.
Then we're gonna take these cards, put them in, take out the light, and then basically you're just gonna take the cards out, hold them up, and just place them on the table.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get all the B-roll shots. So all you have to do is literally when I say action, you're just gonna open up the box and reach for the light. Okay? Okay, so let's run through that. So right now I'm just on my knees and we're getting a very low shot. The reason for this is, again, it's going to be perspective. We wanna make Bird look a little powerful. These are his cards that he's getting for story. But also we're gonna hide the light in there by shooting lower. So right now we're at 24 frames per second. We're gonna go to 60 because we're gonna slow this down half. We're not gonna do 120. We just need a bit of slow motion because of the light effect. What we're gonna do is when I call action, Bird's gonna open up the box and pretend to reach for the cards. As he's doing that, I'm going to take the light and I'm going to spin it around. And through slow motion, through the power of slow motion, this is gonna be a very cool effect. So let's change our settings. So right now we are at 60 over 24. And if we go to our scopes, Bird's face looks pretty good. It looks well exposed. By using the set that we have, I like the jersey in the backdrop. I like the lamp. I'll move a little bit. So you just gotta work with what you have. And especially for YouTube, this is a very cool shot. So again, we have a little aperture M9 light. Because we're shooting the camera at 5600 Kelvin, I put a gel on there, a color gel, and it's gonna match our background lights. It's gonna be much warmer. So let's use some depth. Let's go all the way to F3. So now we got Bird in focus. Now all we're gonna do is hit record. And then what I'm gonna do is call action as I'm moving this light around. So let's do that. So I'm just gonna do this, okay? And I'm just going to spin it around. So, action. Okay, cut. So let's see how that looked.
I had the lid on a bit too tight, so it took me a bit too long to actually pop the lid open. So I just have it a bit looser now.
Okay, so Bird had the lid on a little bit too tight. Stuff you gotta work around and figure out as you go. Again, what we're gonna do now is just get a tight shot. So I'm happy with that one. We're just gonna change our lens to an 85. And again, I don't wanna be too far in his face, so I wanna go to an 85, get a closer shot, create that depth. This is gonna show the light hitting his face, and we're just gonna repeat. So we're just gonna have to back up. We're a little close here. I am putting the camera position on the left side. So basically we have the light on Bird's left side, and I'm gonna put the camera on the right side so we get the darkness. So we're shooting towards the dramatic side of the face. Very important to do. What we're gonna do is cheat bird 2, so cheat over. The reason we want to do this is because we can utilize our backdrop. We have this beautiful Luka Doncic jersey, which is also important to our story, right? Not only is there a card inside there called Luka Doncic, but he's going to be a player that we talk about throughout this type of show. Go ahead. Okay, stay there. Keep your eyes open for a sec. So one thing that I noticed that we have to keep in mind is that because there's a light inside the box, we are adding a different exposure. So I'm going to change it to ISO 400. So basically when our light is coming in and out, it's also going to be darker. So the light's going to be entering the scene different.
All right.
Action. So let's see what we got there. I know it looks ridiculous, but it works out well. Okay, so I'm happy with that shot. I just checked it out. Due to the fact that we have all these monitors and a big LCD on the back of my Blackmagic, we can see what the shot looked like. So let's move on and get 2 more shots. We do have a couple shots where he's opening up the lid. So basically we're showing that, hey, what's in the box is pretty important. It's kind of this treasure vibe. So we're gonna cheat it now. We're gonna put this light, because we still need it. We can't just eliminate it. We'll put it on to the side. Now we're gonna cut to the cards being in the box. So now we're just gonna have Bird's expression. He's gonna reach into the box and pull out the cards. So the next shot that we're gonna get is going to be Bird pulling out the cards and getting the cards itself. So as we can see here, his face is still illuminated, even though the light isn't in the box. It's actually in front of it now. So we're gonna cheat again. So Bird, just run through one time, grabbing the cards and just looking at them.
Okay.
Cool, so what we're gonna do is use this as a shot. I don't wanna do anything extravagant. What we're gonna do next is get this shot, and then we're just going to get an over the shoulder to show what the cards look like. Other than that, we're gonna end it there. So what we're gonna do is get our shot. Bird, can you hold the cards in front of you? Okay, so if we make sure that Bird hits the mark there, we'll be good. It's not about his reaction now, it's about the cards itself. So can you hold them up there again? Bring them down, then hold them up there again. Down, then up. Okay, so hold them up. Right there, that's the mark I need you to hit, okay? Perfect. Cool, so we hit our mark, we got the shot that we need. All we gotta do now is just spin the light and roll. So bring the cards back in and we'll roll. And whenever you're ready. Perfect. I can look at my shot. It looks beautiful. You can see the light kind of trickling down. So all we're going to do now is get a good shot of the cards itself, because I want to see what these are. So this is going to be our first shot of that. So now it's going to be a little bit backwards, but this is going to be important. So right now we're at 24. We're going to change the frame rate again. But now if we lock in over the shoulder for a shot, we can see the cards quite beautifully. We don't have too many bad reflections. This will be very nice. This will be a great way to kind of give a hint as to what the subscribers will get to see as well. So this is a nice shot. The only thing is, again, I gotta move that light around. So now that we've locked in our shot, what we're gonna do is have Bird place the cards back in the tin and do it one more time. Once we have that, all we're gonna do is fade to black, and then I'll show you the intro. If we look, our light is just in front of him, and it's still illuminating his face, and it's working out very well. Action! We're swinging the light side to side. And that's it. We'll do it one more time. So again, we're just gonna do it one more time because we can, and also I'm filming this by myself. So if we do it a couple times, we have a better chance of hitting it. And action. So we're just spinning this light side to side. So through slow motion, it'll look great. And that's it. I'm more happy with our first shots because it's just much darker. But again, overall, this has been a pretty cool process. Bird, thank you so much. And again, we will see you in the next video.
Before I jump into this episode, as usual, I kindly want to remind you all that if you do like this episode, to please